Hello Magic fans, I'm Beef and welcome back to another standard gameplay video, and today we are looking at blue-white Affinity artifacts, and we've played cards in this deck before in the blue-white Simulacrum Synthesizer deck, but this is a bit different because we've got a couple of new cards from through the Omenpaths which are pretty good. So the first one is Giant Craft Helm, a 1 mana equipment. It says whenever a creature you control with mana value 5 or greater enters, we may equip this equipment to it, and equipped creature gets +4/+4, and we can equip it for 5. So the idea is we have cards like Memory Guardian, Valkyrie Aerial Assault, and Gearseeker Serpent, which are all very expensive creatures with 5 and 7 and 7 mana cost, but they all have affinity to artifacts. So the Memory Guardian we often play for 1, and Gearseeker Serpent and Valkyrie Area Unit we often play for 2, and they are 5/4, 3/4 flyer, both flying, and the Serpent is a 5/6, but he doesn't fly. Also, the 5/6 isn't a artifact, so just bear that in mind. But it can become unblockable by paying 6, and obviously if we equip a Giant Craft Helm to a Valkyrie Area Unit, it becomes a 9/8 flyer, which enters which is obviously pretty powerful, and the more Giant Craft Helms we have, the more power we can give to our creatures. And what's really good is if we have a Giant Craft Helm equipped to a creature, we can attack with it, play out another one second main phase, equip the helm to that one for free, and then suddenly we have a huge creature on defense. The other new card we've got, which we have seen in a Brawl deck we played, is Physic Ethereum Mechanic, a 3 mana 2/3 with Vigilance, and we can tap to put a 1/1 counter on each artifact, creature and or vehicle we can control. It does count itself, and then we can pay 2 to remove 2+1/+1 counters from among artifacts we control to draw a card. So it's really good because it has Vigilance. One, it can attack and still tap to add that counter. And a lot of players don't seem to realise what it can do, so you'll see players set up bad blocks or bad attacks, and then Physic can just tap to grow pretty much your entire board, apart from the Gearseeker Serpent. Round out the deck, we have 4 copies of Cryogen Relic to draw and potentially disrupt our opponent, and it's an artifact obviously. 4 copies of Emissary Escort from Edge of Eternities, 2 mana 0/4, but it gets +X/+0, where X is the greatest mana value among other artifacts we control. So this can be a 7/4. 4 copies of Oaken Siren, a 2 mana 1/2 flying vigilance, and we can tap it to add blue, but only spend it on artifact spells or activate the ability of an artifact source. So again, it can attack and still tap to add mana afterwards. 3 copies of Tinker's Toe, a 3 mana artifact. When it enters, we create 2 1/1 colourless non-artifact creature tokens. So basically it adds 3 artifacts to the board for the price of 1, and then we can pay white, sack it to gain 3 life. So we can do this late game if we basically have enough artifacts that all our affinity spells are reduced enough. And then 4 copies of Voyage Home, a 7 mana sorcery, draw 3 and gain 3, but it has affinity of artifacts, so often we're paying 2 or 3 for this. But obviously it's a sorcery, so it's not artifacts, so we can't spend Oaken Silent mana on it. Mana based, we do have 1 Uthros Titanic Godcore, but then just Flood Fund Verb, a couple of Meticulous Archives as well for Surveil, Multiversal Passage, Scene of a Crime. They are artifacts lands, they enter tapped. You can tap to add colours, or you can tap an untapped creature we control to add 1 mana of any colour, and we can pay 2 to sack it and draw a card, and it's in 2 copies of Star in Town. So this can go wide and big pretty quickly, but you are relying on your affinity creatures, and we have 10 of them plus 4 Emissary Escorts, which are going to be very big as well. If you don't draw them, it can be feels bad. But you do have games where you get down a couple of Giant Craft Helms, and suddenly you've got an absolutely massive Valkyrie Area Unit smashing in your opponent. So it's really fun when that happens. Although when you're up against a deck that randomly plays Desist, which destroys all artifacts and enchantments, you are a bit sad about that, but when it works, it really works. Hope you all enjoy it. If you do, please remember to like and subscribe. I'd like to give a shout out to my patrons. They are Arcadius, Mihal, Thomas and Adrian. Thank you very much for your support. Thank you everyone else for your support, and I'll see you all in the gameplay. We go first. Need some more lands. Well, the Oaken Siren can obviously tap for mana for artifacts. Oh good. Life gain. White blue life gain? Or maybe it's just white blue flyers. Or next time we can voyage home. Yeah, it must be flyers. We can't because not an artifact. Why is it saying we can't cast that? Oh, it's not an actual artifact. That's why. I thought it was. That was a bit silly. Oh, good. Can we get a land, please? And maybe some of our big flyers? No. We are down to 6. An opponent messed up there. Well, let's swing in. Well, we can swing in both of you because you both have vigilance. We're going to have to take a damage to play Memory Guardian. But at least we found another blue source. Is that just it then? It's not. Now we can stop with the lands, please. I think Tinker's Tote we don't need anymore. If you could stop drawing lands now, that'd be much appreciated. How many more of those do you have? Seriously? Well, let's hold back for now. Ugh. Well, we have 4 flyers. We can essentially gain 2 life at instant speed because it costs us 1 to do so. Only drawing 1 white source as well is kind of irritating. Interesting. You go there. You can go there. You go there, and you can go there. They must have something. Or maybe they've just given up. Or not. Let's draw and put a stun counter on the Galblade. Yeah. They, yeah, I don't know. Maybe they just got bored. I don't know why they attacked all out then. Our opponent goes first. We don't have many artifacts. I think we just need to find more artifacts. Well, there is one. And there's another one. Tinker's Tote next turn. Produces a lot of them. I suppose it doesn't really matter. We'll go blue. We might have removal for the 1/1s. Yep. They're a black deck, of course they do. And let's get down an Uthros and a Cryogen Relic. And we'll get down a Memory Guardian. They have another nowhere to run. Might even have 2 of them. Probably Probably Pixies, although they don't have one. Okay. Do you have a momentum breaker? It is all just a bit ridiculous. We'll get down the escort. We'll get down a memory guardian. And we'll get down the aerial unit. Not another Tinker's Toe. I'll take another memory guardian. And now we can produce tons of mana. Actually, no. We'll take 3. How much more removal do you have? Lots, by the looks of it. Voyage home is going to be helpful. Why are you hovering over your own seam rip? What are you doing? Just looking at your own card. I don't know why you want to pick it up if that's what you're looking to do. Well, that's Memory Guardian. And then let's voyage home. Got the helm. We have Physic. And an Oaken Siren. And we will slam in for 8. They can reduce it by 3, obviously, with the nowhere to run. Let's see what they destroy. But no. That's what happens when sometimes you just don't really do anything. We go first. We get a Giant Craft Helm, then the Oaken Siren. District Mascot. Let's attack in. Let's get down the Tinker's Tote. Let's put this on white, but you can enter that. Wow, okay. We'll take 4. Well, let's voyage home. I think we want to get the Gear Seeker Serpent down. Now, they can remove counters from the mascot to destroy an artifact. They're all manner of tap shenanigans. Oh, another Cryogen Relic. Let's get down a relic. Let's get down a Physic. They take it. Another Ravendo. Are you doing that with the mascot? Well, that's kind of annoying. So we won't draw from the relic. We'll take 5. Let's put a tap counter on you. Let's play out Uthros. Let's just go all out. Obviously, they're going to destroy the Giant Craft Helm, I imagine. Yep. But it's still a 5/6 coming at you. Which still needs blocking. Serpent is not an artifact though, which is kind of annoying. They're down to 2, and now we can get down some relics. That being on white's a pain in the ass. Let's tap down one of their mites. And our opponent scoops. We go first with a number of artifacts. Get a relic down turn 2. And then the Tinker's Tote turn 3. But we do need to get some big blockers down. Let's get down the Tinker's Tote. this gives our... Well, next turn we can Scene of the Crime. We will take those. And we will Memory Guardian and Emissary Escort. Oh, I was meant to part of the Valkyrie aerial unit. Whoops. That was a bit of a... Hopefully it won't make a massive amount of difference because it is still a 5-4, it just can't fly. But since I have a Web Strike Elite, we will take that trade. Obviously they get another one. Or they get another creature. So let's aerial unit. We will keep. Let's Cryogen Relic now to draw it for next turn. And we will, I can just hold up Tinker's Tote. Do they get the Ferox down? That's got haste. But not trample. I've got a lot of reach creatures, which is kind of annoying. And Death Touch as well. On the sniper. Well, let's Physic. And then let's Emissary Escort. We'll start attacking when we can start growing. Well, we're definitely blocking you. And blocking you. We'll take 4. There's another Ferox. Well, I think we voyage home. Let's draw. Let's take 2 and let's get the Siren down. Let's attack him with you two. Oh, they double block. Yeah, the Spinner of Souls is going to be annoying. You and you. We're down to 7. I think we've lost this one. Yeah, we have. Unfortunately, We go first. If we want to play the relic turn 2, we need to do it this way. And we do want to play the relic turn 2. Follow me. There's another relic. We can Memory Guardian. Next turn. We can actually get the Giant Craft Helm down and then Memory Guardian. It's a chunky boy. See, red-green could quite easily have a artifact removal. But they would have direct damage spells or fight spells. Yeah, they're probably not that bothered about attacking at the moment. Well, let's Scene of the Crime. Well, we'll attack in first. And then Scene of a Crime. Get down the Valkyrie aerial unit. Put both on it. Actually, let's spread the love. Sure. What have you got, Spider Boy? Nothing.